Hi guys, it's Rachel here. I'm having a bit of issues with my iPad. It's not working properly. I've been AWOL for a while. I finished off some journals, and after all the comments, I can't hear you comments, I just had to have a break. I could hear my video. I know it wasn't as loud as normal. There's something wrong, and after a few comments, I get it. So I just didn't feel like doing any videos for a few days. I had to have a break. So I'm back. I don't know how I'm going to go. I don't know if it's working. Unfortunately, I cannot find a microphone that will work with my iPad. I've taken my iPad off the overhead arm because it seems to be turning itself off. So I need to keep an eye on it to see if I'm recording or not. So I'm going to be making some ephemera, and I think I'm going to use some of this coffee dyed stuff, and I'm just going to start collaging, and I need to make some. Now this is going to be too big, so I need to trim this down. I'm going to cut it in half, I think, because the journals that I'm working on now are not as big as the other ones, the last round that I just did. So yes, I'm going to cut this down. I'm just looking to see where is my chopper. You can tell I haven't been doing anything like this for a while. Can't find it. Okay, well, what will I do? Where's it gone? Okay, well, I'll have to do without. I just can't see it anywhere. Maybe Lulu borrowed it and she didn't bring it back. That must be it. Anyway, and I'm not going to shout either. So I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm not going to shout either because Lulu's friend is here and she'll just think I'm a raving lunatic. So anyway, oh, that was where the plastic was. So I'll just trim that off. And I'll stitch down that. Okay, that's a little bit crooked, isn't it? So I'm really just turning on my camera while I'm making some stuff for these new journals. I've prepared all of their pages pretty much, so I just need to sort of have some things to put on the pages. So I think I might grab my ruler here and just tear down the middle here. I'm going to do some quick collaging here. First I'll take this off here. And we've also had really incredibly hot weather. It's just unbearable, very humid and stifling and just revolting, to be honest. I don't want to cover up the bottom bit there because I like the effect that the doily gave it. Right, that's that. That's going to go up there. And I think I'll tear this by hand just to give a different look. So pretty. Okay, so let's get the glue book. I'm just going to get into it and just power along because I don't have a lot of time to waste. I just keep checking my iPad. I'm now paranoid about it because it's it is, as I said, keeps turning itself off. I'm not, yeah. Okay, and my very nice husband's been helping me out. He's been going and to the he's been doing the shopping, and he's been going to, these are super old book pages, 18, 19 these are. So lots of these pages are going in my current paper packs. Yes, my hubby's been going to the courier for me. He went to the post office today. He's very sweet. He's very concerned because I've been overtired and just feeling a bit overwhelmed lately. But everything is well, fairly well. Besides, of course, my husband's aunt. But that, that's happened. It's done. But as far as my family is concerned, all is good. Right, now I've got to decide here, would I like this to be, I'm going to stitch that there, would I like this to flip out? possibly, I've got a few issues here with these and this. Could have it. Let me just see here. Okay, if I put that, I like that there. Isn't that just the prettiest paper ever? And maybe I could put something like this across there. Why not? Just to cover up that bit. So if you're not interested in seeing some more collaging, then you can move forward. If you don't want to listen to me talk, you can turn the volume down. If I decide to use the sewing machine, I'm just helping you along, guys. You can turn the volume down again or go forward if I decide to use the sewing machine. And if you can't hear me, I apologize. I cannot find the recommended microphone for the iPad that I have is the one that I've got, and it has issues. I cannot find another type. Some people have tried to help me find one, but there's not one. I've even asked I even asked in the Apple shop, so that's my problem. And so yes, I do have issues. You need to be patient. And what else did I want to say? If you can't hear and you have a set of headphones, they might help. I'm not saying that you have to go out and buy them. I'm just saying if you've got them. Sometimes if I can't hear someone very well, I just put a set of headphones on and that helps. Not always, but sometimes. So they're just suggestions to help people along. Now, oh dear, now I've got my tripod right in front of my special drawer. I'm going to have to move you. I'll just slide you along a little bit. Sorry if I'm making you feel seasick. That's fine. And that way I can open my drawer. Now my cord has jiggled a little bit, so I hope that doesn't mean that it's going to... See, if I were to put that there, you could still see the thing underneath. I quite like that. I might like something that's a bit narrower, but I don't know if I've got anything that's narrower in the right colour. Just let me see here. Maybe I'll just put a little piece of this. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Okay, there we go. I think I'll put that there. I've changed my mind again. So the nice thing, you know, which I've learned, because I didn't do very much of it before with anything that's been, with any form of dyeing really, whether you're doing the avocado paper or that, I don't think I'm going to be doing any of that stuff, but whether you're doing the avocado paper or sort of, you know, the coffee dyeing or what have you, the nice thing is that you don't have to worry about covering up the whole envelope. Put that there. I just put a little bit of script underneath. So I know sometimes you like being a little bit closer to when I'm using the tripod, but the problem with the tripod was I often knocked it and had all kinds of issues with it. So, but as today, as I said, I'll listen to those girls. I'm sure you can hear them. They're having a good old time. The nice thing is, sorry, getting sidetracked about it. I've only slept 5 hours too, because it's hot. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh yes, that you're closer. You can see better what I'm doing. And I need something there, and then we're set. Oh, what about a little piece of this? And I don't, oh, no, maybe I don't want it to cover the window. I was thinking it might be okay even if it did cover the window a little bit. And I just want to take off that edge as well. So Thursday is a public holiday here, and so we're going to spend the day, which will be probably quite tough going for me because I haven't been out in the sun very much. We're going to an agriturismo, and they're doing like you pay and you have a buffet lunch, and they have a swimming pool. So that will be fun. And I think I'm just wondering with this one, I'm going to stitch down there. I could make it a front and back pocket, or I could make it a flip. I think I might make it a flip. Why not? Just to do something different. So in this case, I need to flip this over and see, look at this. I've nearly used all of this lovely paper by Jar. So this is, as I'll just say it again for anybody who wants to buy it, it's Medieval Mirage Illuminated Flora Volume 1, because Jarf has a lot of kits in her shop. Those of you who've been there will know that's upside down. And sometimes it's hard to see which one is which, because there's so many, and they're very generous. They're full of stuff, so yeah, sometimes it's hard to see. So I need to get my sort of chitty chatty mojo going again, don't I? Been a bit of a party pooper. I think I might put that there. No, I might put it that way. I like that. And I need to also start thinking about the mini challenge and the Foxy Crafters, so I can send out a new rack. Okay, I think that's enough on that one. So nice and quick. And now this, what about this? See, I like this more, with the coffee dyeing, because it was very bright before. And it does have the shiny bits, so I do like it more like now that I've, and I'll keep this near because I'll need to make some. Can you believe I've finished nearly all of my ephemera? I really don't have a lot at all, so I'm going to be having to do a lot actually today. That's all I'm going to do is a whole lot of ephemera. I've got 2 journals that actually I might email the ladies concerned so they know where I'm at, and then I've got another 2 pulled out that I have to finish emptying out, and what was I going to say, and get the pages ready. Actually, one's a big one. I'm going to have to print pages for that one, like print them and hinge them. Oh, I've got a nice piece of cardstock there too. Oh, isn't that cute? So this is a Makey stamp, and they are, as far as I know, fine with you using them for, you know, not an exaggerated amount of journals. And I don't really stamp much in my journals or anything like that, so it'd probably be quite hard for me to exceed the quantity. Isn't this lovely? This is, I'll tell you what this is, Medieval Missives Add-on Part 5. So I would dare to say that this is a little mini design team project for Medieval Mirage, because I think I'm probably only going to use Medieval Mirage today. And then tomorrow I will do somebody else's. Now that is a little bit wide, but I really do have so much of this printed out that I do need to, you know, get using it. Okay. So I really don't have a lot. I haven't really been going outside very much because it's been way too hot. Way too hot. So that makes me stay inside. Okay, let me see here. Put that there. I like that little splash of navy there. And I think I might need to put like some form of colour. I think I'm going a bit beige here. Maybe a label haven't used my labels for a while, so I'm leaning in over here. I hope you didn't. Oh well, too bad. Okay. Could have a butterfly. Oh, that's pretty. Butterfly and not that flower doesn't stand out. That's not right. Oh, Mrs. Cog. Quite like that there. Or Medieval Mirage. I know I've got some more Medieval Mirage images somewhere. I could remove the butterfly and have it all. Well, that would be pretty, wouldn't it? Put some textile and have that and a label. That's what I think I'll do. I like that. A little bit of textile. I think I'll put maybe a little piece of this. Just let me see. Now, why I'm decorating this bag, I don't know. It's way too big for what I'm doing. What a goose. But anyway, I'm going to be working on another bigger journal. Bigger, like not big as in number of signatures, but big as in sort of format. Okay, putting some glue on my flower, and then I'm going to hop up and grab my labels. I haven't looked at those lovelies for quite a long time. Oops, got some book page on there. I want that bit more over there on that side so I can fit a label. Okay. Okay, let me hop up. I hope I don't destroy everything. And grab this. Here we go. We haven't seen this out for a while, have we? Hopefully you can hear me. I really do hope you can hear me. If you can't hear me, I'm not going to post because it's just too much. Too much. Oh, I can't hear you. 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 Well, I know. Well, I didn't know, but after the first few comments, I know. The first, amount. So, yeah, I actually didn't know. I could hear it on my computer. I could hear it in my iPad. I could hear it on my TV. So, I had no idea I had an issue. Quite like that one. Okay, let me see. Now these are all vertical ones. Let me just check. As you can see, I haven't gone and printed them out as I said I needed to. I might put this little teeny tiny one on. I forgot about my Makey stamp. I felt like it was going too beige. Or maybe I might like this one, or otherwise the original one. I think I might like leaning more towards the original one. Sorry. And what am I doing? It's here. No, that's too small. And then, over here I've got green. Well, green's nice, but I think I might stay with this one. Okay, I can put that one down there in the box. Maybe I want to cut this one out. Get my little scissors. I'm just thinking if I go that way rather than my normal way, I can see where my line is and where I'm cutting. I want to leave a little border. I'm still here. I'm just concentrating. Yes, so Friday night we went out with Steph's cousin in our town, and they have the we didn't know. Yes, it's better like that. We didn't know that it's called Calici sotto le stelle, which means wine glasses under the stars. And basically, there's all these little sort of stands, and all of the, not all of them, but a lot of the wineries from the area. Isn't that pretty? I'm videoing. Are you having chips? Can you leave me a little bit? I want to taste that new flavour. Please, thank you. I put it on crooked, but who cares? Yeah, but I'm not going to eat them now. Yeah, put them in a bowl there, thank you. What about a little mini one? Well, maybe I should keep that for my little mini challenge. I might keep that for my little mini thingy. Here's another bag. Can't speak. Yes, so we had dinner out, and I must say it was a little bit stressful, the dinner out with Steph's cousin, because she has a 2.5-year-old, and we love and adore him, but they're like he's been not that well, and I must say they don't really discipline him very much. They both work. I know they're tired and stuff, but it's a little bit stressful, especially because I grew up in quite a strict household where, you know, we all had to behave ourselves at the table. And I disciplined Lulu. You know, there were rules. She wasn't allowed to do crazy things at the table. And anyway, he climbs up on the we're at the restaurant, and first of all he had the glass, rolling it around on the edge of the table. He had his fist in the glass and it was rolling around on the edge of the table, and I was just like freaking out. Like, I said to and I love Stefano's cousin. I said, he's going to break the glass. I couldn't help myself. I really was having an attack, and so was Lulu. We were so stressed. I don't like that. Yes, so he's rolling the glass around, and she said, "Oh well, the worst thing he'll do is he'll break it." And I'm like, "Oh, that's not good. We're at a restaurant." And then he had the fork, and he was near his dad, and he was flicking the fork like this, and I'm like, he's going to get you in the eye. He's going to get you in the eye. Like, it was so stressful. And then I'm like, can you move everything away from him? So they finally moved everything away, and I was just about to relax. And then what did he do? He climbed up on the table. I totally lost it. I leapt up out of my chair and in English, I said, "Get off the table," like this to him. And Steph's cousin was laughing. She thinks it's funny. I don't think it's funny. I actually find it quite stressful. So that was not a relaxing dinner. And then he was screaming and yelling because they forgot his dummy. I don't think he should be having a dummy at 2, but anyway, he's not my child. That's their issue. And so then we found a pharmacy that was open late, and my husband asked, well, actually the guy just shut the door. He just walked out, and my husband said, can we come in and get a dummy, please? Do you have dummies? And he's like, oh, okay. So he reopened and got the dummy for them. And then he wanted to go to the park. Well, this little boy is quite often ill with lung infections and things, and he'd had a fever of about 40, and they were taking him to, somewhere the next day, and it was so hot. It was so hot. It was like unbearable at 9:30 at night. I just couldn't stand it anymore. It was so humid, and so I said, well, I'd really just prefer to go home than go and hang out at the park in the heat. So and then Steph's cousin's like, yes, we should go home because we're going to the spa tomorrow and then he can't be out too late. And so then he squatted in the middle of the square and had a sort of like a little tantrum, because he wanted to go to the park at 9:30 at night. I mean, it was full of kids and stuff, like everybody's out. Initially, all the kids are out until midnight. It's so, totally normal. Like, my family thought it was totally weird that, like, my dad one time when I went to Australia and it was like 9:30 at night, and he's like, why isn't Lily going to bed? And she was like 6 or 7. I'm like, because she's on holidays. Initially, they don't go to bed. They don't go to bed early. They stay up until midnight. She's used to it, sort of thing. But, you know, they just think it's weird. And so, anyway, so he squatted down in the middle of the square, and they weren't, you know, they were just being bossed around by him because they don't, you know, they don't necessarily agree with each other all the time, but then they weren't saying no to him, and they probably were going to give in. And so I just picked him up by, you know, I just bundled him up, knees and all, and I said, come on. And they were like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yep, come on, let's go to the car. He's not the boss, we are. So we went to the car, and he was fine. He went home, and he was fine, and then he's, you know, he got to enjoy the thing the next day without being overtired. So, yes, it was quite an eventful evening for us. But anyway, the other fun thing that we did there was, I don't really know what I'm doing, do I? The fun thing that we did there was my Steffi's cousin is a how do you say it? I don't know. She makes wine. She's, you know, she does all the science of the wine making. She studied nutrition, and she wrote her thesis on winemaking and filtering wine and that sort of stuff. So anyway, so we went to, they had their setup, and they have, our town is made all on, it's on these caves, tunnels under the town. The town goes up a hill, and then under it there's all these tunnels. I can't remember what he said they were for. I mean, in the medieval times. Oh, I know, the one that where the winery has the tunnel. The tunnels was connected to the fortress up on the top of the hill, where the Malatesta family were able to go to the noble house across the road without having to go out in the street. But then after that, they used it to keep food fresh. So because I can't tell you, it was like it was 29 degrees, 30 degrees at 9 o'clock at night, and high humidity. We went down the tunnel. It was cold. It was hilarious. We just loved it. It was like being in the air conditioning. It was 12 degrees Celsius in there, and it was just such a relief. It was like being in the air conditioning. And so we were totally enjoying it, even Steph's cousin, even though she's Italian, and the other Italian, because they do a little tour, and they were explaining to us about the you know, the caves and the tunnels and stuff, and how the temperature was natural. There was no, you know, air conditioning or anything like that. And the Italian ladies whipped out their scarves. They put the scarves on because they were worried they might get sick. So that was pretty funny. But it was very interesting, and they've got all their really precious wines down there and stuff. I think I took some photographs. If I've got any decent, actually I forgot to look at them. If I've got any decent ones, I might put a couple on Instagram or something like that. And he was explaining a little bit about the vaults in the, you know, the arches in the tunnel. It looks like I'm making a big mess, doesn't it? Because they did them a particular, they weren't square with the columns, they were rectangle, and they did it for suspicious reasons, so that the corners weren't sort of opposite each other or something like that. They were sort of at an angle. Okay, I need to get a wet one. Right, let me hop up. These are very pretty things. I'm just going to grab a wet one. So that was interesting. I really enjoyed that. And I know they've taken me on a tour down there before, but it was many years ago and I couldn't remember anything. So that was fun. I mean, if anyone were to come here at this time of the year, it's an incredibly hot time of the year. Well, actually, July is usually worse, but this year it didn't happen in July. It's been more in August, but normally August is not, it's hot, but it's not as bad, not as humid. But this year it's just a particular, it's just like that this year. I like that. I would like some words. Where can I find some words?
So yeah, it's a very nice thing to do here, is to come and see that there's the glasses under the stars, it's called. It's a really fun thing. Looking for some words. Now these are words, but these are little teeny tiny words. These are sayings. I don't think I want sayings, do I? I'd have to read it. I kept... No, I don't want those words. Maybe I won't put any words. I want the other words, but I don't know where they are. I'll have to do it afterwards. We'll just have to leave it like that for now. I really do like that. I wonder if I might like some of these words. Somewhere. No, I don't think so. I think I'll just leave it. So there's another one done. Oh, we're powering along here. Now here's my husband's from his guitar strings. Now what am I going to do here? Because I'd love to keep that bit there, but I need to cover up these bits here. So what have I got floating around? I've got this. Could be a start. I have this little piece. You become very patchy, isn't it? Oh, I've got this big piece here. Well, that's a good one. Maybe I'll just tear a little bit off and have it a bit lower, like that. Yep, I think that's just going to be glued right now. Bet you thought I was never coming back. 3 days, no videos. Yep, just needed a break. Okay, and then this one I was going to put here, and I quite like that. Will I tear it down a tiny bit? Oh, I pulled out down my wet ones, but I never pulled one out. Okay, so that one's going to go there. And then do I want, just need to cover that bit up there. Yeah, I think I can do that. Oh, and my goodness, I watched some videos and I wanted to leave a comment on them, and I didn't do it straight away, and now I've forgotten and I don't remember which videos, and oh, I'm so bad I didn't leave a comment. Really sort of, sometimes you're just watching them at an inopportune moment that you can't sort of stop and do anything, and then it's lost. That's why I don't comment sometimes, well, most of the time, and I like that there. So I'm just having this little piece peeping out here because I like it. Yep, so I did have some packs of doilies, and I've got a couple. I've got actually, how many more packs? I've got 3 more bundles, but I haven't got them in my shop. So if you're interested, you can contact me, but I haven't got them listed in my shop. Don't know why, I just haven't. Oh, I'll tell you why, because the first bundles, one of them has 2 of the plastic doilies in there, and then it has 2 different ones, because when I went to my shop the other day to get some more, and I think I'll put something there, they'd run out of the original ones, but then she went out the back and she pulled out a whole lot of other ones that are beautiful. So I've got 2 bundles with those, but there's always 4 in them. But I've only got a couple, and the suppliers are closed now, so she can't get any more of the original ones. That was very long-winded, wasn't it? So yeah, I would have to re-photograph them, that's why I didn't put them in my shop, but they're very pretty. I can guarantee that they're very pretty. So, let's see. Oh, I like that. So I think this can be a flippy thingy-majiggy too. Now the only thing is, this is slightly weakened, I think, from the coffee dyeing. So, but I don't want to cover that up. So maybe a little bit of washi tape would be nice there. I'm just looking back there. I've got some blues here, don't I? So I could use. I don't like to move too much, because then something happens to my volume. So maybe just a little piece of this. but I would like to tear it on one side just so it has that torn look, and I won't tear it on the other side, otherwise it'll totally disappear. But see, I've only torn it on one side, and I'll put that sort of in there. You'll still be able to see it, but it won't be as obvious, if you know what I mean. Okay. So I'm hoping the volume's working. If you are, you know, not the first ones to comment, I mean, by all means, let me know. I'm going to have to do something about it, but I don't know what. As I said, I can't find a microphone that's any good. Well, this is meant to be a good one, this microphone that I've got actually. I don't know why it has issues. So anyway, by all means, let me know. But just if you're like, you know, the 30th person to comment, by the time you comment, I already know that I've got an issue. That's all I'm saying. It just became a little bit too much the other day. I'm sorry to say it, but it did. It's the truth. And people were very nice. I didn't get any mean comments or anything like that. Everybody was very nice. It just was like, oh, again, oh, again, oh, again. I mean, I know, and I'm sorry, and I can't do anything about it. I am now listening to my videos, but as I said, I could hear it. So I didn't realize that the volume was lower. And I had moved my microphone out of the way, which is probably what the issue was, because it was in my way. And that was probably, it doesn't like being moved, we've discovered. I don't think I really do like that. I don't know that I want to put anything on there. Where are my other stamped bits? If I could find my other stamp, I think I put them in. You know what? I've also gotten myself back into a big mess. That's no surprise, is it? Getting myself back into a big mess. Oh, goodness me. I'll just put it on the floor. Get my beautiful box that my sis gave me. I haven't heard from my sister for a while. I'm going to have to ring her and see what she's up to. I know she's very, 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 very busy. School really, I mean, because she is into everything, and she works at a private school, and any extra activities she's going to participate in, and yeah, she's really busy. She's just a busy one. So I don't always hear from her. Now, these are all my Makey stamps that I had to play with the other day. I'm still recording, yay. Yay, yay, yay. Isn't that gorgeous? That's a new one. I love the bird. I love them all. That's why I'm hesitating, because I don't. And look at that squirrel on the acorn. I think of you, Wendy, when I see those things. It's just gorgeous. So, let me just see what this one's going to look like. Just to do something different, put a little stamp on there. Although it doesn't really stand out very much, does it? Just let me have a look at the bird. I just don't want to cut them. I don't want them to be straight. I mean, we have so many things that we can play with, don't we? I'm just thinking as I'm tearing these, I like the bird more. I haven't played with my, I'm going to keep those bits. I haven't played with my, you know, the tracing paper, sort of printed on the tracing paper. I haven't played with that for a while, and I haven't played with any napkins for a while. There's just not enough hours in the day for everything. So let's just put that there, and that is done. I like that one. So there's just a whole lot of different, see, I can actually see this is perforated here, so yep, definitely need, I might even glue that there. Yeah, I think I will, just to be sure. Definitely need to put something there, otherwise it'll eventually come apart. Might slip it, no, might slip it up a bit. I love the pattern that I got on this envelope, it's just gorgeous. Yes, so that's that. And let's see what else we've got to play with now. This here. What will I do with this one? I'm not going to do it that way. And have that inside. I always like to start with a little bit of book page. That's what I'll do. And as these books are so old, it's a pleasure. Okay, put that there. So now that these are coffee dyed, I don't have to worry about covering them. Remember last time I used them, I had to cut all around the scallops and everything, which was a bit of a nightmare. I do have this here. I would need to cut around it better. That's too big. I think I want that. I quite like that. Maybe put a little bit of colour somewhere. So what have I done so far? I've done 3 bags or sort of pocket things. So I think that will be a flip out as well. I really like that. It'll be hard to part with that one, and then this one. Oh, and no, wait, I did some more, didn't I? This one, which needs to be stitched, and it's a flip, and then this one as well, and they need tags for those. So that's those, and now I want to do, I think I'm going to put a butterfly on there like that, but I might put, and maybe I'll just keep it very neutral, this one. Oh, what am I gluing on there for? I need to glue here. So I saw on the news, because I follow the news, the 7 News in Australia on Facebook. A young man got out of a home for, you know, like a kind of like an asylum sort of thing, a psychiatric place, psychiatric hospital, I should say, and went on a bit of a crazy spree in the centre of Sydney. And one lady was killed, unfortunately, and another one was injured, and some very brave civilians.
Can I show Sophie my watercolour painting?
Yes, it's up there. Can you get it?
Where?
Oh, yeah. It's a bit of a disaster, isn't it, Lou? Yeah, so that doesn't happen very often in Australia. But yes, and he was saying religious things, they say. But I've only just seen that's a very nice little journaling spot, isn't it? I'm just thinking, did she like it?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a bit of a headache today. I'm just thinking, what would I like to do there? Do I want to put some scrap papers in there? Or just leave it like that, maybe? I think I'll leave it like that, because then I can decide whether I want it to, like, I could stitch it onto a page, and it could flip out like that, but also be a tuck spot, or otherwise I could decide to decorate there and then just put it in a pocket, that sort of thing. But I do really like that. It's very simple. Now we'll do something else, and then I'll end off about this. What can this be? I'm actually going to keep that for my mini project. I am. So I'm going to cut that and make little tags, I think. So, and I was going to keep that for my mini project. I don't know what my mini project's going to be yet. My mini rack. So, well, why don't I had these here. Now, I'm just looking at my journals. I need to tear them down a bit. This is going to be way too big. Well, no, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to fold that. Will I fold that like that? Let's see. That will fit in there. It could be a side tuck. Could. Is that what I want to do? Don't look at my nails. Been copy dyeing and doing all kinds of things. Just going through these papers here. It's a nice paper, isn't it? It's a Florentine paper. I'm going to start off with the very old paper first, because this is newer paper and we want it to look old. So I'll put that there. I had some napkins somewhere that someone sent me, but I don't know what I did with them. I thought I brought them in here. Okay, so that will go there for the moment. Might get other stuff. Just a minute. Let me see. Oh, look at all these scraps everywhere. Just a second. Oh no, I'm doing Medieval Mirage. I'm going to stick to Medieval Mirage, I am. I think that one's too big to put these here. So hopefully we're going to have some rain later today, but it's going to be that sort of rain that's it's going to be even hotter than what it was before, you know, that sort of rain, because the sun's not going to go away, so it's just going to become even more humid. But then tomorrow the temperature is going to drop and it's going to rain a lot of the day, which is good. Like, we'll have on and off sun, but it's going to rain. I think I'm going to tear that there. Put that there, yes, why not? And I'm actually not going to do any stitching because I've got a whole lot of mess in front of my sewing machine, and so I'm not going to be pulling that out. Hopefully you can hear me, otherwise I will be deleting the video. I quite like that, but I wonder what I need here. I need something. Have something like, oh, I quite like that, with a bit of textile under it and a little label. Oh, we're back. We're back. I'm back in town. I'm going to use some of this fluffy stuff. It's not easy to cut this fluffy stuff, and it gets stuck to your fingers. Got a bit of glue there, your skin's a bit dry, or anything really. If you've got a nail that you need to trim down because a little bit of it's chipped off, this stuff, fluffy stuff, gets stuck in it. Okay, and then I'm going to go after this because I need to go and eat something. All I've had today is some melon because I didn't feel like having anything else, and now I'm feeling hungry. Oh, dearie me. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Come on. Told you it's unfriendly stuff. It's like sticking down doilies. Doilies are not very friendly either. I mean the paper doilies. There we go. Now get this. Okay, and I need to get some glue under there. And under there. Okay. I'm very far behind in my video watching. Very far behind. Because I like too many people, and I've got the biggest, longest watch list you've ever seen. Just, it's really long. It's like oh, how many would I have on there? Heaps. Quite like that one. Oh, I'm eating my hair. I think I like green more. Or let's see what else I've got. I'm not up on the table because there's not room. There's not enough room, is there? Oh, I think I might like this one too. That one. Why don't I just go? I don't have any blue ones left. Oh, I've got that one. I think I like the green. Oh wait, I've got the blue one of those. Just let me see. Yep, I like the green. Okay, good. So I managed to get a few labels in there. And and my husband has scanned all of my, a lot. I think, I don't know if I might have a few more to do, but he's done a lot of my letters. So I'm just sorting out how I'm going to present them. So what I'm going to do is, this is a pocket or a tuck, or it could be a flip. I will stitch down there and then I'll stitch around. So that I really like that. And I think that'll be it. I need to go and eat something, and I will probably be back tomorrow, and on Thursday I won't be around because I'll be out all day, probably getting sunstroke. I'll be in the sun too much. Hopefully there's a bit of shade there. So thank you for putting up with me, and I will see you soon. Bye.